Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the show this week. Each week we come into our Studio B and have organizations and individuals come in to talk about what's going on around the area. We have a lot of things happening in our broadcast area, which is about 6 counties around the Harrison region. And these organizations, many of them are nonprofit, and of course a lot of volunteers and some great programs. Stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. We're going to talk with 2 gentlemen about a sport that's a little new to the area. Be back in just a moment.
Here's another satisfied client from Dental Creations of Harrison.
My husband and I both needed to have dentures. I had looked online and we saw a picture of Wanda, just something about her. I thought this is the place we're going to do. And I called in and spoke with Dave, and he was just tremendous. He answered every single question the first call and told us what our copay would be. It was just an awesome experience.
Dental Creations on the square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
Sam Alexander Pharmacy has expanded and is now offering many additional products and services. Their new pharmaceutical compounding area allows them to create products to fit the unique needs of a customer. They also have added Spinco orthotic shoes and sandals, Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes, baby gifts by Aiden and Anais, and toys by Melissa and Doug. Stop in today and let them help you with any of your specialty pharmaceutical needs. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy in Harrison.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our first 2 guests in the studio today, Jason King, who is a resource officer with the Bergman School District, and also Jim Creager, who Jim and I talked the other day. He was with the fire department and has his own lawn care business too. So Jim, thank you for bringing this up. I didn't realize what was going on around there. You kind of enlightened me on this this whole thing about shooting clubs and archery and so forth. Let's start with you maybe, Jason, since you're with the Bergman School District and work with the schools. This program is fairly new, I guess, around here as far as archery shooting and so forth. Kind of give us a little history, if you would.
Well, we started, the archery program started with the Game and Fish at 7 years ago.
Okay.
Shortly after that, it was something that we was excited about, something new to the school. Mm-hmm. And we had one child that wanted to do it, and we talked to them about it. Once the program had started, though, now we've been 6 years into it, 12 coaches that are all volunteer, just for the archery program. We started off with a high school team only, and now we're running 200-plus kids every year just through the Bergman program.
Wow. That's a lot of kids. So it kind of got started in the Bergman School District, and then kind of branched out. How many schools do you have roughly participating?
Right now, the entire state is running.
Okay.
The state tournament's this coming weekend, so they're planning on 5,000 archers down there this weekend. But we help with about 6 local schools in this area. Mm-hmm. So down from Marshall all the way up to Omaha. So. But I like to go and help every coach, every team, and try to make them the best we can do for everybody.
Okay, so you started off with archery?
Yes.
Now, are you doing gun stuff now, too?
We are doing, the trap shooting has been going on for a couple of years more than archery. Okay. It was started by a couple of the teachers at the school, and then just their workload, I took over both programs as the head. And so we've been working that program now for about 9 years is the trap program.
Okay.
And there's less involvement with it just for costs, but it's a program shooting discipline that kids in this area shoot guns all the time anyway.
Yes.
We're now getting them out there to have a competition sport and teaching them the right ways to handle their firearm.
Okay. So, let me ask you this, Jason, from the school side of it. Mm-hmm. I've shot skeet and trap many years ago. You shoot a lot of it, but as far as archery and gun, does the school furnish this, or does the kids furnish their own equipment, or how does that work?
On the trap shooting, we supply the range in the field. Mm-hmm. Almost every child around here has got a shotgun.
Right.
But they have to buy their ammunition, so that's a big expense for that club.
Yes.
With archery, the school supplies everything they need. All the bows, arrows, So, and every school individually may have some slight cost incurred, but for the most part, school supplies everything.
So which is a good thing, I would assume, that the kids are, and from an archery standpoint, they're probably all using the same bows,
stuff.
same arrows.
Yes,
consistent.
And the thing that I like with the archery program is every child has the exact same chance to win.
Okay.
They use the same equipment. Nobody has something better than somebody else.
Right.
As opposed to trap, money-wise, but guns can get expensive.
Sure, they can.
But bows, that way, everybody shoots the same consistencies, and it's easier for us to coach the same way.
Okay. On the archery side, maybe same with the skeet deal. These kids, I guess, are they? Obviously, it's an individual sport, but does it count as team too? They do team things.
As team.
Okay.
So when we start out the year, all the kids come in. They all start out on an individual basis.
Mm-hmm.
We teach them all, individually. They're competing for a spot on the team because you'll take 200 kids, but we can only have 24 per each division.
Gotcha.
For competitions.
Right.
So every kid, we will have them in and practicing and just having a good time. And then we have to break it down a little bit.
Okay.
We have to cut to teams.
Yeah.
We have to take the best archers, the best attitudes, and there's some that you have to sit back and say, sorry you didn't make it. Better luck next year.
Yeah. Well, Jim, let's switch over to you a little bit now. And I know you're helping Jason out there too, but you're more in the 4-H. Let's talk about a little bit.
I am.
Okay.
I'm a coach at Bergman with the trap and the archery program. I'm also, they've just formed in the process of forming a 501c3 organization for a board, and they put me in as president of that because I no longer have kids at Bergman. Okay. Mine both graduated, but I still love shooting sports. And that got me involved in 4-H. I've been involved with 4-H for about 15 years, and my kids have graduated from that also, but I still love to help young people.
Yes.
And of course 4-H is a youth development organization.
Right.
Along with the archery and the trap, they still have to have the grades at school, and 4-H is open to any kid in the county. And what we do is 4-H has community clubs and they have project clubs. Our project club happens to be shooting sports.
Okay.
And we shoot archery and trap just like they do, but we also shoot 22 pistol and pellet pistol, BB gun, pellet gun, and 22 rifle, muzzle loaders, and of course the trap and archery.
Wow, full gamut of
things
there.
And we teach them how to properly do that, how to do it safely. One of the big things, a lot of people say, "Oh, well, you're teaching kids and guns." Yeah, but along with theirs and along with ours, we pride ourselves on 0 injuries. None. No one's ever been hurt. Matter of fact, shooting sports, organized shooting sports overall, is the second safest recognized sport in the United States.
True.
I can understand that.
The only thing safer is bowling.
Well, I got to think if you didn't fall, you're probably all right on the bowling side. That's a good point, Jim. So really, you've got kids, let's say, that are in 4-H could be doing the same thing.
They
I'm
can
sure
do
you got
both.
crossovers
Yes.
there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and then not only, of course, in Jason's case, you're with the Bergman School District, but also kids in these other schools, again, could be 4-H club
Absolutely.
members and still participate in their own schools. whatever they may
Absolutely.
be. Okay. Okay, what else on this that we need to talk about here? The sports, seasonality. How long or when does it run?
Jason, I'll let you start on your
The
season.
archery season for Bergman starts October 1st, and it goes through May.
Okay.
It is probably the longest sporting season we have because it takes a long time to teach kids how to shoot bows and arrows properly.
Okay.
Trap season will start usually February 1st for insurance reasons, and it goes through June, the first part of June.
Okay.
So it's fairly short season for trap, long season for archery.
That is a long season. We've got about 4 minutes. All right, let's get into fundraising. We run out of time here because you guys got so much to talk about.
That's fine. Most of the financial support that we get is all from community donation. So we are a 501c. The program, Game and Fish, does give some fine money, but all the finances come through fundraising. So we've got some that are coming up. We have them going all year long, and we post them on Facebook all the time and community stuff. But Jim's got more of the information on those fundraisers.
All right. A big fundraiser for us, Pat and Debbie Andrews with Be Safely Armed. They donate their time to us to do a concealed carry class at the school. And that is scheduled this year for the 24th, the night of the 24th, and we're going to start about 5 o'clock. We're going to have food for everybody to eat. That way they're not having to run to town and run home and this and that. We're going to start about 5 o'clock feeding them and do a concealed carry class. Going to take care of the most of the classroom part the night of the 24th, and that will be at the school. And then we are going to go that next morning out to the trap range and take the targets out there, and where the people can do their qualifications, and if anybody needs to do a requalification, they can come out the morning of the 25th and do some requalifications there. Pat and Debbie donate their time to us to do this. The cost for that is $80. We do have a 50-50 raffle going with that, and we're going to have some door prizes and stuff. We're working on that. So if anybody wants to donate a door prize to that, because we feel that teaching anyone safe firearm handling is paramount.
Yes.
The only way we're going to keep our Second Amendment rights is through teaching safety and teaching these young people. 4-H is doing a fundraiser at Powell Feed on the 18th. We have a 50-50 raffle going on also, and people can buy tickets for the school when they can catch any of the members of either of the shooting sports there and buy raffle tickets for that. For the 4-H, they can catch any of the members, or they can get a hold of me at 365-6216 and get tickets, or they can go by Porter's Pawn Shop and buy tickets there. The gals out there said, yeah, bring them by. We'll be happy to sell them for you. We are doing a fundraiser there at Pal Feed. We're going to be cooking hamburgers and hot dogs and cotton candy and have all that and selling tickets. We're going to draw for our 50-50 raffle at about 1:30. The burgers and dogs, we're helping out Pal Feed. We're going to feature Traeger pellet grills, which is what they sell. We're going to cook the burgers and dogs on a pellet grill. Pellet grills, I love mine because you can set the temperature and it's cooked with wood. It's environmentally conscious. It's and man, it makes a fantastic burger. Or
I'll have to come and try one.
Yeah, come try one. But that's what we're doing. We're hoping to raise some funds. Again, all programs are funded primarily by donation.
Okay. So these fundraisers, these obviously help support the programs out there, which I really like those programs, by the way.
Different from the schools where the kids furnish everything, 4-H, we have got several firearms, and we try to furnish most of the ammunition. Matter of fact, that's one of the things we do. If you bring ammunition, you have to turn it into us before you start, and we will divvy out the ammunition while we're there.
Gotcha.
We allow no loaded firearms. We run cold ranges. Matter of fact, if we catch kids handling firearms, looking at firearms or something like that, and they're not supposed to be, they kind of get in trouble pretty quick. We are very safety conscious on this. Safety is paramount.
Okay, great. Well, we got about a minute left. Did we cover all the events coming up there and the dates?
Yes.
And again, if they have any questions, then come.
4-H, we're taking new members all the time.
Okay.
And we meet on the second and fourth Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Right now we're meeting at the Winkler Center. Okay. They can, of course, call me for more information. If you're interested in any 4-H, you can call the Extension office at 741-6168.
And they'll hook you up.
If they're wanting to get a hold of me, they can give you my number where you can get a hold of me. And we're taking new members all the time.
That's good. 4-H is a great organization.
If we've got a school wanting to do archery program, starting something up, they can always get a hold of me as well.
Because I can give them the information.
And I will get them information. We will do everything we can to help them get started. And so my number is pretty public, so
you can get there anytime. Guys, thank you for coming in today. That was a lot of information and two different kind of entities, but working together, and it's all about the kids, obviously, out there. And if you got any questions, again, Jason King is Bergman School District. You can call there and ask him, or get a hold of Jim Creager, and Jim, you can contact him, or you can go by the extension service here right on Industrial Park Road and talk to any of the people there.
They're out behind the college.
Oh, that's right. They moved out behind the college. Sorry. They moved out there on the other side. That's right. They used to be out there on Industrial. I lost track of them. Anyway, thank you both for coming in today.
Yes, sir,
sounds like a great program for these kids, and safety is imperative in anything, especially with gun control and so forth. And we hope everything continues to go well for you. Sounds like you got a growing group there.
We do.
Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We're going to talk with a young lady about the Ozark Humane Society, an event they have coming up, and the needs that they have for the community.
Spring has already started at Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. The ladies at Sisters have created some beautiful spring floral arrangements, and new home accent items are arriving daily. You'll also find a good selection of centerpieces, wall decor, and many other great gift items. Come by and check out their new baby section with gift ideas for both mom and baby. From handcrafted dinnerware, serving pieces, tabletop items, and licensed Razorback products, Sisters has just the right gift item for any occasion. Catch the spring fever at Sisters Flower and Gift Shop. We are so much more than flowers.
Join Sammy Klein Thursdays and Fridays during the TKO8 local newscast for this week's closing livestock market report, made possible by Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte. Quality Feed Grains has you covered. Everything for cattle, pets, deer, equine, poultry, seed and spray, show feed, and garden. Check their website, qualityfeedgrains.com, now for this month's special. Quality Feed Grains of Harrison and Bellefonte, proud sponsors of the Livestock Report with Sammy Klein on Harrison's broadcast station TKO Channel 8.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King, thanks for joining us on the show this week. Our next guest in the studio is Shannon Corrigan, and Shannon's going to talk about the Ozark Humane Society and a big fundraiser coming up. Shannon, thank you so much for coming in. Long time no see.
I know. Thank you so much.
We don't see each other anymore. You see you all the time.
Well, I'm not as good at golf as you are. But I appreciate you having me here today.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. First of all, you've been involved with the Ozark Humane Society for a long, long time. A lot of changes have gone on there through the years, and a lot of people have come and gone, but then you've got people like yourself that have stayed involved and been very active in the Ozark Humane Society, which is I tell you, it's something we have to have. It's something we need, and they need support. You're not set up as a nonprofit, is it?
We are 501c3, not for profit. Everything's tax deductible.
Animal-wise, and if I ask you something you don't know exactly, don't worry about it.
I'll wing it.
About how many animals a year do you take in out there? You have any idea?
It can
500
vary.
or 600 animals, probably.
Yeah, it certainly can be. Our adoptions, we usually hope to range between 400 and 600, depending. We do, of course, take the city animals that aren't reclaimed and help with that, which is a good thing for the animals and the city. So yeah, that's probably a ballpark number.
Okay. And you're a no-kill facility there. You have been a no-kill facility for several years now, which I like. That's a good thing. It's the answer. Kill facilities, despite or whatever someone's moral belief is, kill facilities do not. It's not an answer. It doesn't reduce the numbers. There's been studies done. So besides the fact of morally and philosophically that no kill is the way to go, it's also the only thing that is making a difference in the numbers in pet overpopulation is the spay and neuter. Yeah, spay and neuter is very important. They have spay and neuter clinics throughout the year at different times, and the vets from the area have always been very cooperative in helping out there. Another thing, I know you do the best you can. There's some some states throughout the country that are extremely strict, and spay and neuter is required if you have a pet. Are you still able to move some of these animals to other places, other states, or has that slowed down some?
Transport has gotten somewhat challenging because once it became known, and it became very popular, of course, in areas. So some of those areas on the East Coast are flooded now with animals. Their spay-neuter laws it takes about around 15 years to really see the benefit of those laws when they come in to make a difference. So there's still that opportunity, and we seize it when we can, but it's not as big of a number of animals moving as it used to be, just because the demand is not quite there like it was in the beginning when there was a real need for it. So, but it is still there. So if we have those opportunities, the most recent ones we've taken some to Colorado, to a shelter out there. So we explore those opportunities anytime we can, and of course it takes a great deal of volunteer effort to make those things happen. I used to do transport, and you're up at 3:45 in the morning, and you're out there loading up animals, and it's quite challenging, rewarding at the same time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Another important part of the Ozark Humane Society organization is your thrift store, the Cause for Paws, which has come a long way since you first started. I remember when you first started, and you've moved on to the bigger facility and much more accessible, and that does a good job for you, doesn't it? You have a lot of support there.
It is our main source of support. We are not federally funded or anything. The only money that the Ozark Humane Society receives is a county grant that's around $3,000 a year. Everything else is donations or sales through our thrift shop. So if we did not have the thrift shop and did not have the support of the community bringing their items to the thrift shop, we wouldn't be here. It is, without question, the only reason that the Ozark Humane Society can function. And we have a great staff down there. We have a great staff out at the shelter, and we do the best with what we can. As most people know that visit our shelter, we have challenges. It's old, it's falling down around us. So, it's kudos to all of our staff and volunteers that make this happen and keep going every day, and they truly love our animals.
You do have. I've been to both locations, and like all organizations, without your volunteers, you're non-existent. But with the Humane Society, it's a little even more challenging than some other organizations that you might belong to. But they do a really good job at the thrift store down here. And if you've never been in the Cause for Paws, it's right off of Crandall in the bypass. You can't miss it. And they have some good stuff there, and they have a lot of people that really help them move forward. Speaking of your old facility, which is, been there I don't know how long. It was a house at one time, and then you've been out there for 40 plus years. I know there's a committee, I think, that's been put together. You're kind of looking, hoping, praying that at some point in time you can move to a new facility. How is that going? I mean, I know it's in the infant stage as far as you got to have the property first, and then you got to have the funding to build on the property. Is it moving forward?
We have a building committee, and yes, I'm on that building committee. We have some of the board members are on the building committee, and then some members from the community who've just been awesome in helping us. So yes, we are taking that one step at a time. There are some options there, but of course there's a lot of planning. There's a lot of things to consider, but we are just ever so grateful that we've received nothing but support in every avenue that we're looking at. So there's nothing concrete yet, but a lot of different things in the works, and we will be putting that out there to the public when there is something more concrete to put out there. But we are looking at different locations and options, exploring everything, because there's a lot involved in a new facility, and we want to make it as beneficial for the community as a whole, not only the animals, but make it beneficial too for the community, and have different things available that really set Harrison apart as a progressive community that's moving forward when people come to this area and see what really the Harrison community is all about and how great the people are in supporting it. So we're moving forward, but it's, we're being very thorough as we do that. Yeah.
If anybody in the viewing audience out there happens to know, or perhaps you may have some property that you could donate, they are nonprofit, so there's some tax things that would be a very good for you there. But if you have some property or you know of some, wouldn't take a whole lot of property. Obviously, they want it to be accessible. But if you know of someone or you happen to have, and you'd like more information about what they're trying to do, give Shannon or any of the board members a call, or go by Calls for Paws, and they can give you a phone number of a contact person, or you can go to the shelter, either one. But hopefully it'll come to fruition somewhere down the road. You definitely need something, I know.
It will. It will come to fruition. It's just one of those things with God's hand in it. It'll be what it's going to be, and it'll work. Yes, it'll work out.
Let's talk about some happy stuff here.
Okay.
A big fundraiser coming up. It's kind of an annual thing. It's called Chocolate and Romance. Now, how can you go wrong there? Chocolate and Romance. But it's coming up Sunday, March the 5th, 2 to 4 p.m. at Durand Center. Tell a little bit about what you do with this and how you've done in the past, if you would.
We've had it for several years. It's great fun. There's a fashion show with local merchants to showcase their clothing and their community, what they have to offer the community as far as clothes, and just a representation of what they have. Those models go with the shelter dog if they so decide that they want to model with the shelter dog. So that's always, we never know what's going to happen there, so it's a little fun. And then we're also having Colette Campbell, who's Miss White River this year. She's been in many pageants. She's the daughter of Valerie and Craig Campbell. Wonderful young girl. Her platform is Paws for a Cause, is what she calls it. She's very dedicated, big animal lover. So she's going to be co-narrating the program with me. She's sponsoring a pooch pageant, so we'll also have dogs from the community. You can enter your dog. You still have plenty of time. You can go down to the thrift shop and get a form. I believe it's $20 to enter your animal. There are trophies and awards. There's a judging panel for the pooch pageant. And we have Trey Odell from The Voice, who's going to be our entertainment, so he will be performing a few songs. And then we also have our chocolate buffet, which has all different types of chocolate from local restaurants and the cake shop, different things like that. And then we also have a silent auction at the same time with items that are donated, and all the money that we raise from this whole event, of course, goes directly to the animals at the shelter. One of our items this year we're really excited about at the silent auction is we've had a week donated a timeshare at Mazatlan in Mexico.
Wow.
So, although we've had great weather here, I'm sure most people would like to go to Mazatlan. So we've had a lot of great items
That's
donated.
Quite a grand prize.
I mean, it really is. It's just pretty cool. High value to it, and it's in a beautiful area in Mexico, and it's at Pueblo Bonito. It's just really an awesome thing that was donated. But we have lots of different things, all different spectrum, from jewelry to radar detectors to just anything. So it's all cool. But yeah, that's one of the biggest things that raises the money, of course, is the silent auction.
Shannon, does if I wanted to come to it, is there any cost? Do you sell tickets to get in? Okay.
$10 for adults and $5 for children.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's you can get, and I assume you can probably purchase tickets at the door, but you can get them. Can you get them ahead of time, or just?
We haven't really explored that avenue because it's just so easy to do at the door, and then we register you at that time for the silent auction. So it's kind of nice just to do it at the door, get it all done at the same time.
Just come on down there.
And not miss you for the silent auction where you have your number to bid.
Okay. Again, it's at the Durand Center. It's going to be is it the atrium? You do the atrium?
Yes, it's set up with a runway. It's a perfect venue for that. The college is just awesome, the way they set it up for us. And so, yes, that's where it's always been. It's a perfect place for it.
Thank you so much for coming. I hadn't seen you in a long time, and I know you've spent a lot of hours through the years for the Ozark Humane Society. Shannon Corrigan, one of the people that have kept the Humane Society going through the years, and dedicated a lot of her life to that. This is a big event. They need money, and this is a fun event that you can do here. It's called Chocolate and Romance. It will be on Sunday, March the 5th, from 2 until 4 p.m. at the Durand Center in downtown Harrison. It'll be in the atrium area. You can't miss it. Just get your ticket as you go in the door. You'll get your ticket. They're going to have some great food. It'll be a lot of fun, some good entertainment. And I mean, where would you go to see a dog show where they're dressed up and performing out there? So it'd be some interesting things, I'm sure, and a lot of fun. Take the whole family and have a great time. Hope you raise a lot of money.
Thank you.
Keep us posted. Come back again and let us know.
That'd be awesome.
With this whole thing about needing a new facility, we want you to keep us posted on that, and I hope that somebody donates some land, and then once you get that land, you can start looking to build a facility there.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you so
certainly
much,
need
Dennis.
one. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on our Connection Show this week. We hope we brought some information to you, perhaps that you didn't know about, and all the great volunteers and individuals that we have around the viewing area that do many, many things, and most of them always affect all of us as well. Thanks for joining us this week.
Local television worth watching. KTKO Channel 8, Harrison.